Hello everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to ChasingCinema.com's official YouTube channel. It is week 9 of the 365-day, technically 366-day movie challenge. That's right. My week 9 update. In case you've not seen my week 8 update, make sure to click the eye right above here. I gotta get real close because last time it was off camera. Right up here, you're gonna click it, a bunch of links drop down, you'll be able to select it, and you'll be able to watch my week 8 update. Before I get into the movies that I watched this week, I want to talk about something. So, I have a good friend, Jeffrey K. Howard. He is the Vegas film critic on YouTube. Make sure to go check him out. At a screening this past week, me and him were talking, and he kind of got on me because these weeks that I've been going through, these past 9 weeks, don't really have a theme, right? They're just kind of all over the place. And then, throughout this week, that same point keeps getting brought up. So let me break that down for you guys really quick. The reason why that is because, like most, the way people listen to music or do things like that, it all depends on my mood. It all depends on how I'm feeling that day. Do I feel like watching a dramatic, depressing film, or do I feel like watching something silly? Do I want to learn something? With my mood comes with what I want to watch. However, they do raise a good point. And I think that I probably should start doing some themed weeks. Maybe not too specific, but in the following weeks, you'll see that I'm going to try to start doing some themed weeks where you could actually follow with me. And that's another thing I'm going to do is my goal is to start tweeting out before I watch a movie what I'll be watching and invite you to join me in that. And we can tweet along afterwards to talk about the movie. So again, if you've not followed me on Twitter or Instagram, right down here, or maybe right here, right down here, somewhere down here, follow me, and that way you could be on this journey with me as well. All right, let's hop into week 9. The first movie I watched this week was Misery Loves Comedy, 2015 film from Kevin Pollak, which basically conducted a series of interviews with Kevin Pollak talking about comedy with famous comedians, people such as Jimmy Fallon, Amy Shooter, Judd Apatow, Larry David, Tom Hanks is in it. I'm trying to think of Jim Gaffigan, the whole list of people. And it's just kind of them talking about their experiences in comedy, how comedy has touched them. And the movie starts off quite strong, mind you. I think the movie really is entertaining, and it's fun to watch these comedians talk about the odd way they got into comedy, and how some of them are really only happy on stage. However, I think the movie does run a little bit long and it kind of loses steam through. But overall, a very, very good movie, especially if you're a fan of stand-up. I'm a huge stand-up fanatic. I love the art of stand-up comedy. I think it's one of the greatest arts that doesn't get enough credit, to be honest with you. And that's a really great movie if you appreciate that art. The following night, I watched a sequel to a movie I watched last week. That's right, last week I watched Brother Bear. And this week I watched the sequel, Brother Bear 2, off of a recommendation. I tweeted about how I thought about Brother Bear 1 was really good. I thought it was really powerful and touching, and someone said you should watch 2. Now, in the beginning of watching Brother Bear 2, I was like, wow, this is really straight to DVD type stuff. It's very light. It doesn't really have that home-hitting feeling. But I was wrong, because that movie gets deeper and deeper and ends up also becoming quite a beautiful film. Though I don't think it is as good as the first Brother Bear movie. This series, Brother Bear 1 and 2, are really great. I mean, I'm really kind of disappointed in how underrated these movies are and how these movies aren't in the conversation more. I don't hear people talking about Brother Bear, quoting Brother Bear, even though it is a really beautiful movie. I think the music works nice here. I think it's also a touching story. And of course, we have the return of my favorite characters from the previous film, Rut and Took, Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas, in this film as well. The following night, I watched The Ghost Ship, an old film from Mark Robson, which starred Richard Dix, and is a old-time thriller and horror film. And watching this, especially because recently I watched the Val Lewton films, and this is also a Val Lewton picture, and I Walked with a Zombie. It was so scary and terrifying. I thought The Ghost Ship was okay. It definitely lacked in in comparison. It was definitely paled in comparison, if you will. Though I think this movie has this really this heavy feeling of dread, which is, I think, a must-have in any great horror film, i.e. Rosemary's Baby, The Exorcist. The feeling of not being able to escape dread is what really makes a horror film good. You know, it's not the pop-out scares. It's that eternal dread, and I think this movie offers it. However, I don't think it offers anything super memorable at the same time. Boy, the next movie I'm going to be talking about is Zootopia. Yeah, wow. If you've not seen my review for that, make sure to click the white eye right above my face. Links drop down, you'll be able to see my full review. But know this. Zootopia is my favorite movie that I have seen come out this year so far. It is by far, I think it's better than Frozen. I think the message is beautiful and intense, and I think it has one of the greatest characters from a Disney movie. She goes under the name of Judy Hopps, and she is just such an amazing character. You got to check out my full review because we talk about it for a good chunk of time. But everything is so detailed. Everything is so beautiful to look at. The movie is smart. It is self-aware. It is referencing pop culture galore. And it is funny. It is beautiful. Wow. Great job, Disney. Next, I watched a movie that I've been waiting to see. Me and my friend, Mr. James Shue, who appears in all of our new releases, film reviews, which come out every Friday. Me and him both been wanting to see this movie. And it's a bit shocking because I was wanting to see another film from this director, and it took some time, and I was gravely disappointed. That's Eli Roth, and the film I was talking about is The Green Inferno. However, this is the film he did while The Green Inferno was kind of in, what's the word? And starts with an L. I know what it is. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm sure you are yelling at the screen right now saying, Jake, I know what word you're thinking about. But I can't think of it right now. But basically the middle place, right? Limbo. There we go. Limbo. Well, The Green Inferno is in limbo. He made Knock Knock, which stars Keanu Reeves, and tells the story of a devoted husband and father who, after his family is away, he is seduced by two young girls, has a encounter, trying to keep the show PG, with them, and then quickly realizes that since he has chosen that path, he is now being a victim of a game. This movie is definitely better than The Green Inferno, which doesn't say a lot, but I think this movie is alright. I think that it's going to polarize people. I don't think it's exactly what people imagine when seeing the trailer. It's a bit overacted. To me, instead of just being a creepy movie, it comes kind of more as a satirical piece. I think the movie starts really strong. Like, I'm in the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then the movie just kind of slowly goes a little bit out there. And some people love that aspect of it. Me, personally, not so much. I think there are some really great creepy moments in there. I think Keanu Reeves cracks me up a few times. He compares... He has a great line about free pizza. I tweeted that out. Make sure to check that out. But the following night, I watched Bad Words, a movie that I also have been wanting to see in quite some time. Is the directorial debut of Jason Bateman, who also stars in the film, who plays an older man who is set out to win the spelling bee that's for children. Yeah? He's found a loophole, and he's decided to put himself in. And then he meets a young boy who he takes under his wing and develops a relationship with. This movie is really good. And I think, in all honesty, what I got from it the most was Jason Bateman has a lot of things to come. Like this man can direct well. He's great in it. I mean, his performance and his direction is what really makes this movie come to life. It's funny. I honestly thought it was going to be a lot more raunchy, right? Like, I'm not saying it's not. There's nudity, a lot of cursing, sexual content. But, I think about movies like Bad Santa, which I felt was just like, whoa. And then I see this, and it's a little bit less than, right? And some even consider Bad Santa not that raunchy. And, I mean, from what I've seen, I guess you consider Bad Santa not that raunchy. But still really fun. A very clever movie with a little bit of heart. But it's obviously him and this young boy's relationship that really drives this movie home. I would recommend it, and I'm excited to see what Jason Bateman also has to offer. The final movie. Okay, For those who've been watching Chasing Cinema for as long as I've been on air, I have a love-hate relationship with Sir Adam Sandler. Yep, probably doesn't even deserve to be called Sir. But I also am not someone who just says everything Adam Sandler touches is crap, because I don't believe that, right? Like, I think Adam Sandler comes in stages. And the movie I watched for yesterday, the final movie of the week, was Blended with him and Drew Barrymore. I think Adam Sandler has potential to be a funny storyteller. Sure, he has a silly, sometimes unimpressive comedic taste that appears in his movies that don't work. But overall, his rom-coms tend to be, or his light-hearted comedies, tend to be fun and charming and light. And, I mean, I love Big Daddy. I think Big Daddy's great. Waterboy, yeah, it's good. Not nearly as much, because I think Big Daddy offered more heart. But I will say, when Adam Sandler is teamed up with Drew Barrymore, they usually knock it out of the park. I love 50 First Dates. I love The Wedding Singer. And I really think Barrymore brings the best out of Adam Sandler. And watching his career just kind of wither away as he goes deeper and deeper in this silly fart joke loophole, I think Barrymore pulls him out here. And even though, yes, there are plenty of scenes where you're like, oh god, that's the stupid Adam Sandler comedy. There's that one character who always talks to the camera and says something weird. There's always those small jokes or there are sexual jokes that aren't very funny. There's toilet humor. You know, the stuff you would expect from Adam Sandler. However, it's the chemistry between Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler that make this movie enjoyable. And I think the movie has heart. I think it's fun. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, you look at Rotten Tomatoes, this movie was slaughtered. I mean, by critics and general audience. Like, I don't know why. Was it his greatest accomplishment? Is it a movie that needs to be talked about 20 years from now? No. But it's harmless. It's harmless and enjoyable. And I know I'm probably turning a lot of people off that way, but guys, sometimes you can't be, wield and hate all the time. You got to give things a chance. And I think a lot of people walk into an Adam Sandler movie like this, impress me. And that's not the way to do it. Sometimes you just gotta you gotta go with it. And trust me, there are many times where I couldn't go with it with Adam Sandler. Many a time. Including The Cobbler, which I just reviewed last week or the week before. But this was okay. And that's gonna wrap it up for week 9, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Yep, next week I will be back. Also make sure to tune into this week, because I'll be reviewing the new film 10 Cloverfield Lane on Friday. Make sure to hit that like button down here if you appreciated watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on the movies I mentioned today down here in the comment section, or recommend movies for me to watch. I would love to hear what you have to say. Again, check out my links right up here on the white dot. Never miss a video by hitting the subscribe button. And don't forget, my name is Jacob Tiranno, and please continue chasing cinema.